when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. You gotta sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. You gotta sing when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. Sing, sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go.
Hello and welcome to episode 47 of the Sing When You're Winning a Fantasy Football League Oddity podcast featuring distant cousins of podcast royalty. And we've got two very special guests this week who we will reveal very shortly. But waiting in line for the podcast to run this week, I'll let you guess. Yes, it's me, it's Lee, and it is Jersey Chris, as he is now known on this week's podcast. The other paddlists are going to be back on, but we've been recording later on a Friday morning, I think it's fair to say. So that's kind of thrown things up a little bit. But thanks to everyone for joining us this week. Introduce yourselves, name of your team, and this is tenuous, and it's a blatant promo for myself as well. This weekend is the Great North Run, and I am running it. I might walk it, to be honest. I feel knackered already. But the Great North Run, if you watch it on the TV, they use Local Hero by Mark Knopfler as the theme, which Newcastle United also run out to. So therefore, the link is, what would your FPL team's walk-on music be? I've stumped everybody already.
I've got it.
Oh, go on, Chris.
So you see, I'm manager of Farcad Lottier. My walk-on music would be Walls Come Tumbling Down by Style Council.
It's an interesting choice, but yeah, I could see that working. That'd be good. Lee, how about you?
My name is Lee Cooper, and I am manager of the Angry Dragons football team. And I don't know, if I walk on music, it'd be something like a boxing themed one. Don't know. I'm gonna knock you out, or something that isn't quite as UFC or MMA based. I can't think of any kind of football analogies at the minute. No. Maybe something by Ren. Keep it cool. Keep it with the kids.
Yeah. It'd be quite good, wouldn't it? I could see people getting excited about that. My name is Jamie. I manage Sketchly Bots.
Well done.
Sketchly Bots. I remembered it this week and could say it properly. We need to catch up on Bletchley Scott as well. That's the other thing we need to do in this pod. But yes, and my team's walk-on music would probably nothing to do with the lyrics, just because I think it's the ultimate kind of jump around dance song, like indie dance song. It will be the Walkman and the Rat. Because whenever you hear it, you can't help but kind of go wild and go crazy. And I just think it's a song like that will get the crowd up and going. Ignore the lyrics. It's about kind of the vibe, essentially, because the lyrics are a bit weird for a football match. But there you go. That's what I would go for. Anyway, let's introduce our two special guests this week, and then we'll ask them what their FPL team's walk-on music would be as well. So we're going to say hello to now a familiar face on the pod, Tom Gregory, after Tom appeared in the bonus edition the other week, which was plagued by technical issues, unfortunately. So thanks so much for coming back, Tom. Is this your third time now on the pod officially?
Third time or 2.5?
2.5 is very good. So welcome to you. We'll give you a cheer this Friday morning. Thank you very much, Tom. And we know that you are a BAFTA winner. And we were also joined by it's double BAFTA winners this week. We will mention that once or twice on this week's pod. And a huge welcome to Britain's Got Talent star as well, Jack Carroll. Hello, Jack. How are you doing?
I'm very, very pleased to be here. Yeah, sorry I couldn't make it last week. I was out watching a horror film, which actually set me up very well for this weekend's game week, to be honest. So yeah, no, good to be here.
Good. What was the film you watched again? Because I know you didn't listen to last week's, but we put a call out to say that you needed to come armed with a film review.
Yes.
So
it was.
What was the film?
it was together with Dave Franco and Alison Brie, and it was very, very enjoyable. To be honest, I can't. Yeah, I've got, there's no deep analysis to be done, but it was there were some good scares and some. I mean, and a good mix of different types of scares as well. So yeah, I think it's out the cinema now, but I would recommend it if it comes on streaming.
Good stuff. Legal.
Yeah.
Is Jack. Yeah. Legal.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Not advocating for any dodgy Fire Stick sellers or out like that. All above board.
We absolutely wouldn't do that. And what would you give together out of 5? What would the Jack Carroll score be?
I think 4. I think for what I was looking for, it was a good solid 2 hours 12 minutes ish of entertainment.
That's quite detailed. I like that.
Yeah.
So you've gone from not giving any detailed analysis to telling us how long the film will last as well, which is really good. So, nice one.
Might be a lie though now I think about it, but that seems about right.
Good stuff. 2 hours 12 seems precisely about right.
Seems about right.
That is good. Cheers, Jack. Thank you for that. And how's your week's been anyway? Tom, how's your week been first of all? Then we'll ask Jack.
Yeah, good. I went to see Jaws at the cinema last night. 50th anniversary on the big screen again. So, I mean, I was kind of thinking when you said about walk-on music for FPL. I mean, my team's Champagne Zubamendi, which the obvious one would be Oasis, clearly.
Of course,
But I think after last night, I think I'm going to go with John Williams' score for Jaws, just for a sense of foreboding.
Nice. That'd be good. That's good. Yeah.
It'd be good. And if the away fans have been on a few, they'd probably be like shit scared of hearing that.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. I think mine would probably be I started something I couldn't finish by the Smiths based on, again, a very poor second weekend.
The only way is up is the other way it could be, Jack.
Exactly.
And how's your week been, Jack? What have you been up to?
Good. Well, I've got some. I've had a very, very exciting football-related anecdote happen to me. So, I met a friend for a drink in Manchester on Tuesday, and I was walking back from the bar. It was an Irish pub, so they had like a snug just around where some of the seats were. So I was walking back from the bar. I walked past the snug, and who was sat in the snug? But Sam Allardyce, Peter Reid, Brian Robson, and Norman Whiteside.
Wow.
And I went, oh, this is, like, it followed the logic of a dream. Like, it felt not quite of physical reality. Like Sam Allardyce's big Easter Island head, and then they were all just there, and like Robbo looked like Weekend at Bernie's, like they were propping him up, but I was like, all these legends have met, like we were saying, Tom, like the Justice League, they'd all just gathered around a table to talk about how to destroy Tiki Taka, and the Great Enemy, and I mean, I didn't. They were getting a bit hassled by the end, so I didn't go up and say hello. But I was a bit like, it was weird because I mean, obviously they must all hang out, but it's weird to see all those people in one place together, having a session in the pub.
I probably wouldn't have put Allardyce amongst that lot, but there you go. I mean,
No,
not that I know who to knock about with, but there you go.
He's the young buck of that group, isn't he? He's the young upstart in that company.
The Flash. Did he be the Flash? Yeah.
yeah.
Did Peter Reid have his mad hat on?
No, Peter Reid was dressed normally, but the mad hat. Are we all familiar with Peter Reid's hat?
No, I am familiar. No,
just Google it when you get a second. It's a bit of like a kind of Quentin Crisp vibe that he was in the Everton corporate with a big a big. What would you call it? Like a sun hat, basically, is what you would like an old school Victorian.
It's sort of like sort of almost like a fedora.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, there you go.
Like what Quentin Crisp or a pimp would wear.
Yeah.
Or a scarecrow.
Yeah. But yeah, there was no. Maybe when he got outside into the full glare of the sun, he'll have popped the hat back on. But there was no hat to be had inside the boozer. But yeah, I just wonder what the topics of conversation there are. Do you think they do just talk about how Route 1 is the best system, and
I don't know. They might talk about last night's Coronation Street or something like that.
Yeah, well, I was wondering, because they're in the age group where their wives will be avid fans of the show. So I was wondering whether I should go and maybe introduce myself. But I got scared. I was a bit like, yeah. And also, pints of wine aren't cheap, and I'd have probably had to buy Big Sam a drink. So.
Well, yeah, I mean that is a pretty impressive celebrity spot, getting all of those together.
Yeah, I know. I was absolutely thrilled. It was really, really mad.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, next season, if Steve were on, he'd probably want you to be trying to do some transfer dealings with those guys. See if they do FPL as well. I'm sure they do FPL managers like that.
Yeah, you would. Especially if because it just gives them that same buzz, I think, doesn't it? Like, I get the feeling that the wives might have banned them from doing it though. Like they might be on there. I love the
concept that the four guys here, or their wives, are just dictating their lives, which is brilliant, Jack. I love this perception.
yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, I know my wife sometimes listens to this, so I'll say that is obviously the truth. So there you go.
Yeah. But I was going to go and ask a bit of advice for my team, but I don't think JJ Kocher's playing, so it would have probably been a bit of a tough sell. But no, he managed Leeds most recently. Did Big Sam, so that would have been interesting to have a chat with him.
About that, sure. Big Sam did a cracking job at Sunderland. I think that was the one that he's shocked with the most when he got that Sunderland side promoted and stuff like that. He did definitely excel himself there.
Yeah, no, I think as well. Even though I've made a load of jokes about it, I do think he's a lot more forward thinking than people give him credit for. Like he is, he likes his sports science and all that kind of stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Jack was just upset because where he sits at Leeds, he was right behind Sam's massive head.
Yeah. I couldn't see the game hit, but they don't put. We don't have a closable roof at Ellen Road, but they just get Sam to look up, and then all the rain. Yeah.
Great stuff. We're going to come on. We're going to come on and talk about Leeds United in a bit. I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear, Jack, and I'm sure our regular listeners will be pleased to hear that we're mentioning Leeds for a change, which would be good. But there's breaking news this Friday morning that Tottenham's. I'm just reading from the BBC website now. I'm not going to lie. Tottenham's long-serving executive chairman Daniel Levy has stepped down after almost 25 years at the helm of the club. So we're going to go to Lee. We have to. What are your thoughts?
I don't know where a lot of the hate comes from for Levy, because he's put us in a really good financial position. We've got a fantastic stadium. I know a lot of people say we don't sign enough, but he's actually kept us financially secure in these 20 odd years. Yeah. I think we've played in Europe 18 out of 20 seasons and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I suppose, like, if he's your boss, you're not meant to like him anyway, are you? So he's kind of, I think he's done a sound job at the club, and he's left us in a good position. It won't make that much difference, I don't think. ENIC is still in charge. I don't think the wage structure and the transfer policy is going to change, because I think a lot of fans romanticize about how football is and how it should be, when actually it's a business, and Daniel was a very, very shrewd businessman. So I can't see anything changing really. I think the writing was on the wall when we got the new CEO in April, and I'm just surprised he didn't go a little bit later. I thought he'd been there a bit longer.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm a bit gutted, to be honest with you. A bit gutted. He's put us in a good position, very, very strong position. So just hope it doesn't get messed up now. Better the devil you know, almost.
But financially, you look at Spurs and just that stadium alone, like just how much money will that bring in with the NFL and all, the gigs and all of that kind of stuff on top of the football? So I don't know.
Yeah, I think somebody was saying that we're the richest club in the Premier League because of things like that. The NFL, the concerts, the amount of money that the stadium generates, and he put us there. You know, a lot of fans complain about it, and it's we've not sold the naming rights. It's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah.
So you know that's quite nice. Maybe that will change because obviously there's a lot of money there, but I think we're one of the most recognised clubs in the world. And going back 20 odd years before he was in charge, we weren't in the best situation on the pitch or off it. So yeah, there is a lot of, you know, it is a bit Marmite as a football person and as a kind of a Spurs fan. But I don't mind him. The documentary, that interview that he did with Gary Neville, actually, it was almost like a goodbye as well, you know, looking at it retrospectively.
Yeah.
But he's always had the club's interest at heart, and I think you know, there's lots of signings gone by the wayside because he won't pay agents' fees, which I agree with, and things like that, and he won't pay these stupid amounts of money in salaries. So yeah, I'm gutted he's gone, to be honest with you, but just trust in the process.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, chairman can't win, can they? To be fair, like,
no.
At Borough, Steve Gibson's one of the best chairmans in the country. People often say that. But then, a month ago, and I'll be honest, I was one of them who wasn't very happy. Like, we had a lousy summer, and people were saying, "This is pathetic. Get him out of the club." We've won 4 games in a row for the first time since Brian Robson was in charge in the 90s when we got promoted. And in the last week of the transfer window, we were buying fantastic players. We've signed a young kid from Man City who played last weekend for the first time. One of the best, like, just off that second half alone, one of the best players I've seen at Borough in a long time. But it's just one game. He might not stay like that. But you just think that's all Gibson working on it over time. But the fans were giving him dog's abuse 4 weeks ago, and now everyone loves him again. And that's the thing. Like, it's you've got to trust in the process, like you say. You've got to trust in the process and trust they know what they're doing.
Yeah, and ultimately he's not on the pitch. He's not telling the team how to play. You know, he's just making sure that he should be making sure that the team's set up for success. And I think he's done that. You know, last season was one of those seasons, but we won a trophy, and you know, it's crazy as it is. I'd rather be in the situation we're in than the situation United have been in for the past God knows how many years, where it's not got 2 halfpennies to rub together.
Mm-hmm. No,
not
absolutely.
holding out for an Alan Sugar return then.
I think he's been burnt. I think he knows how much football club. Nobody in the right mind buys a football club, do they? If you want to make money, you don't go into football.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's got his cushy BBC number of The Apprentice year in, year out, hasn't he? So
yeah,
that keeps.
I've just seen there's some breaking news. Peter Ridsdale's taking over apparently, so that'll be
piss off, Jack.
That'll be good. You're in safe hands there.
I used to like you.
Yeah. But I think it's that thing of like, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I think I've had a lot of chats with Spurs fans where it's like, what do you want? Because I'd have killed for a chairman like that at Leeds. I think he's done a really, really good job of building the club incrementally, and yeah, I'd have been really pleased to have had him as Leeds chairman. And it is that thing of maybe be careful what you wish for some people.
Yeah,
absolutely. Anyone's got any more thoughts on Levy before we move on?
I would second what Jack said. I would definitely take him at Leeds. What we've had over the last 20 years. I don't really get so much hate. Is it signings? Is it managers? Because Spurs are. I mean, I've been to the stadium and it's incredible. and they're the best one of the best fun clubs in the country. So I know a lot of my Spurs mates will be loving that he's gone, but yeah, as a Leeds fan, I don't get it.
Do you remember he sold us the? We were having issues with the pitch during the COVID, and he sold us.
Sorry.
Yeah, he sold us the NFL pitch for 250 grand to put down at Ellen Road because the grass was having issues, and then that was even worse. So that's another good deal that he did there.
that and Archie Gray. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
A few more.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right. I mean, there might be more breaking news this Friday morning. Who knows? Jack, it sounds like he's got his finger on the pulse. So just feel free to come in and tell us if there's any other good news.
I will do. It might not. Yeah, it might not be true, but I'll tell you it.
Hey, it's good. Anything goes on the pod. Right. Let's talk about FPL then. Let's talk about what happened last week. So last week's praised by the chairman. A big congratulations to Stu Dunn, who got 78 points, which also clinched him August Manager of the Month. So a big round of applause there. Stu,
well done, Stu.
And sacked in the morning, only scoring 24 points last week was Henry Mullen. So there you go. That's both in the championship, isn't it? The highs and the lows of the championship, which, as we always say, is the best league. And now I've won my first game of the season. I can say that again. I was worryingly close to being losing 3 on the bounce. But yeah, we're going to have a bit of a review of game week 3 and the sheep of the week to have in your team. Goalkeeper Vicario, defender Senesi, midfielder Grealish, who I think I said on week 1 of this pod everyone should have in the team, and he's doing very well now. Wouldn't have him out of my team. And forward is João Pedro. And we've got you back, Tom. Do you want to do the impression, Peggy?
Get out of my club.
There we go. Yeah, we need you to come back I'm going to clip it, but it's better for you to do it live.
For that bit, and then I'll leave.
Jack, how's your impression? Can you do a Peggy saying get out of my club?
Wrong show. I'm on the other one. I'm on the other show.
It's staying loyal.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to do a Coronation Street specific style? Get out.
Mavis Riley is the only one, isn't she, now that I can think of, and Les Dennis has got that covered. So I'm good.
Les Dennis on that, can you?
I can't beat Les.
No, not at all. But yeah, get out of my club this week. Goalkeeper is Sells. You won't get rid of him. Saliba, defender. Palmer, who I think everyone's getting rid of in midfield. And surprisingly, Wood as the forward as well. I wouldn't have thought. People are fickle, aren't they? Getting rid of Wood. I think he's one to have in your teams. But let's go through the leagues from last week. With thanks to Statman Steve, who's not here this week, but I think he'll be back next week. So Premier League, a high of 72 from former triple title winner Adam Devlin, who that puts him top. Though wins for Ben Shires. Sorry, Tom. Ben beat you last week. Rich Archer and Mark Summerton maintained their 100% starts. And at the other end, Steve Taylor, Tom Roberts, and pre-season favourite Jim Daly remain on 0 points. And Dan Stewart picked up a late draw. Well done, Dan, for getting that. In the championship, as we've already mentioned, Stu Dunn hit the high 78 to smash Cole Jenkins 36, which also puts Cole bottom and the only pointless manager in the championship.
Well done, Cole.
Yeah, well done, Cole.
I thought you'd like that, Lee. Alistair Griffin just pipped Alex Renton, but it puts him top and the only boss with 3 wins out of 3. So well done, Alistair. You're also running the Great North Run at the weekend as well, so good luck for that. And I comfortably beat, they're not my words, these are Steve's. I comfortably beat Graham Swan. I didn't say that. And Lee, you just pipped Phil Pinder.
Yes.
So a good win there. And Ross Millard is the other unbeaten side after beating Michelle Gale. So that's the championship out of the way. In League One, Sophie Ridge hit 71 to get her first points of the season. The unlucky Ben Hope 64. Andy Cousins and Ben Halliwell both hit 66 and 1. The low score was Jonas again with 25, though apparently he is vowing to make sweeping changes. I think there's lots of wild cards needed in this international break. In the low-scoring games, Steve Wybrandt beat Mark Morris, and Anton Witter and Mike Bushell shared a 39-all draw. Don't see them every day. Nigel Clark and Craig Wilson join Jonas with no points yet. But it's only 3 games in. It's nothing to get too stressed about. And in the conference, Man United fired Indy Hawks to a 71 versus Kevin Sim. Finn Dunn and Rob Lally both hit mid-60s to keep their winning starts going, as did last week's guest, Mikey Austin Riley, who left Chesney Hawks on 0 points. And no transfer cock-ups for Jack Carroll this time, but you did lose narrowly against George Pearson. So you were beating yourself up, Jack. You only lost narrowly. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the thing. There was no Eze in the starting lineup as well, which I think cost me a few.
No worries. And first wins for Frankie Francis, Joe Singleton, and Maddox Jones, who was also on last week's pod. So well done to you. So yeah, so that was game week 3. There is no game week 4 yet because it's international weekend. So we're gonna play another round of fixture predictions, also known as Who the Hell Knows. After last week, that's the new title for this one. So we have 3 games to pick from. We've got England against Andorra, which is Saturday 5 p.m. We've got Barrow against Swindon. And we've got Boreham Wood against Morecambe. There you go. We've gone for all of the sexy ties this weekend in the football. So let's start with England, Andorra. Jack, what do you think?
I think it's got to be a comfortable. It's got to be a comfortable win for England. We've got to start smashing teams at some point as well. And I think I was really excited when Tuchel took over. So yeah, England 3 or 4-0. I wouldn't 4-0.
You're going 4, right? Okay. Hope you're right. That'll be good. Tom, how about you?
Sure. We're at home for that one. That's Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
At Wembley. Okay, let's go for a tidy 4-0 for England.
Is it at Wembley or because Coldplay there? Yeah, I didn't think it was
Park,
because of Coldplay. Yeah, keeping them away.
Of course, yeah.
So Villa Park. So 4-0 thriller at the Villa. There you go. Lee, how about you?
I think Thomas Tuchel is shit, but I still think England will win, and I think I'm going to say 3-0. I think if he'd have took Grealish, I think we'd have won 5-0, but I'm going to say 3-0.
Okay. Chris, how about you?
I'm going to stick with Tom and Jack. I'm going to go 4-0 as well.
It's a hat full of 4-0s here. Right. I'm going to be the pessimist, realist, call it what you like, when it comes to the England football team. I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, and I think people are going to be on his back.
No, you can't.
I don't really think that, but it's typical England. It could happen. So, given that you all went 4-0, 3-0, I thought I can't just be another one who goes 5-0. So, yeah, I'll mix it up with 2-2 and see what happens.
Yeah, because I think I was really excited when he took over, but then, do you want such a systems-based guy coaching your international team, or do you want a vibes-based guy who can just put them out there and let them play?
It's a tough one, isn't it, though? Because we've had a mix of both, haven't we, over the years, and ultimately neither have brought us success. Like at Southgate, Southgate's close, but Southgate, I think his downfall in the end was he didn't let them just go out and play. But anyway, we could be here all Friday morning talking about Southgate. But yeah, I'm with you. But we've had so much great talent over the years that I think's been ruined by managers who try and force them into a system instead of saying just go and do what you can. If you can't go out and beat the likes of Andorra, what you're doing. But anyway,
The irony they've got this international break is that Southgate was desperately trying to see if he could fit Bellingham, Foden, and Cole Palmer all into the same team, and we've got none of them.
Yeah.
So let's see if it works without them.
It makes the Grealish mission even more kind of, hit you in the face of it, doesn't it? You must think. Whereas, Maddison's not, so we've not got a lot of creativity in those players that can just come on and turn a game. Well, I don't know. He's the one getting paid.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that Adam Wharton dropped out injured again. I thought that he's called up.
He's had no luck.
No, it's a shame because I think he's sort of the key to being able to sort of let Rice push forward a little more. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I quite like Elliot Anderson at Forest for that role instead, but he'll probably just play Jordan Henderson.
Don't say those two words.
If Jordan Henderson
is Henderson in the team?
He's in the squad.
If he gets a game on
Saturday,
seriously wrong is all I'm going to say.
I know, Jack.
Wow.
Just mad. Absolutely mad. But anyway, let's move on to more exciting things. Barrow against Swindon. Tom, are you following your Swindon boys this season? How they getting on?
I went to go and pick up my good lady wife from the train station a couple of nights ago. Was it yesterday? I can't remember now. Yesterday. And she had to endure the train journey back with a load of Reading fans because they were in town last night. I couldn't get anywhere near the station, so I've sort of been aware of their existence along the way.
So, with that in mind, Barrow against Swindon on Saturday, what do you think?
I actually don't even know. Is that a home game?
Away, you're away at Barrow.
Away. That's a long old journey, isn't it?
It is.
To Barrow in Furness. That's a Michael McIntyre bit, isn't it? I think. To Barrow in Furness. That was like to be cast into the pit of hell. That's a long old. It's a long old journey. I don't see him getting too much from that. I don't know. Let's say they get a score draw. We'll go 1-1.
Okay, 1-1.
Like that. Yeah.
Right. Jack, what do you think?
Well, my knowledge of low league football is entirely based on the fact that I like to bring teams up from the lower reaches of the pyramid on Football Manager, and Barrow have historically been down the lower end of that group. So you've got to say Swindon are a bigger team. I don't know what the lay of the land is at the moment, but I'd say a narrow Swindon win, 1-0.
1-0. Okay, makes sense. Lee, what do you think?
I'm saying same as that one.
Chris, Barrow, Swindon.
Yeah, with Swindon had a good start to the season, so 5th place. I think they're going to continue it, and 3-0 win to Swindon.
Oh, I tell you, it's almost like you had a break in play for you to be able to note all those things. But very good. I'm following Chris's revelations. I'm also gonna go for a Swindon win. I think 2-0 to Swindon against Barrow. Right, last game, Boreham Wood against Morecambe, picked because Carl and the Terrace. Again, it's good to have Morecambe back. So let's go for that. What do we think? We'll start with you, Chris. Boreham Wood, Morecambe.
Are they National League?
Yes. Stop cheating.
Boreham, I remember because I do look at the leagues. I think Boreham are usually quite up there, aren't they? In the top 5. I'm going to go for a Boreham Wood win, 2-0.
we're meant to be supporting Morecambe here. That was the whole idea of this. But yeah, you go for Boreham Wood. You do that. Jack, what do you think?
Well, it's I used to go on childhood holidays to Morecambe, and my first telly job filmed by Boreham Wood. So I've got split loyalties.
You're torn.
But I think they've just got a new manager, right, at Morecambe.
Yeah, they've got there's new all sorts of
Morecambe. New owners and new manager and stuff. I know they lost at the weekend, but I think my money's on not that I'll be having a bet, but my money's on Morecambe. I think it's a 2-0 win.
2-0. Sounds good. Tom?
Yeah, I've got to go with Morecambe. My in-laws are all Sikh Punjabi, so that's the new regime there, isn't it? Punjab Warriors, I think, have bought them, and they've got the league's first Sikh manager. So let's back Morecambe for a 2-1.
2-1. Good stuff, Lee.
3-0 Morecambe. Piece of
3-0. Yeah, this is good. Let's get behind Morecambe. Up the Shrimps.
I feel like I need to change my decision.
No, you don't. I think you can be happy if Boreham would win, but yeah, I feel we've got to all get behind Morecambe, especially with the cracking work that Carl and the Terrace are doing as well to support the club. So yeah, I hope I'm going to go 2-1. We'll say Boreham Wood will get one at home, but yeah, Morecambe will win. Right, let's crack on then. Very quickly then, I know we'll preview game week 4 in next week's pod. But is anyone doing anything particularly with their teams this week in the international break? Anyone got any top tips for Wildcards? I held off my wildcard, and I'm glad I did now. But yes,
I played mine, even though I said I wouldn't.
You've played
it in my head, and I played it, and I think I made my team worse.
Yeah,
Wildcards are all about, surely.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off, I think, until we see whether anyone gets injured in the international break, and then maybe next week I'll have a look. Yeah. Kukureya's just done really well. That would be my only tip. Get Kukureya in, because he's always crashing the box and doing stuff.
Yeah, he was in my initial draft, and then I took him out on the first game of the season when everyone was on the WhatsApp group going, "Oh, how many times have you changed your team?" So I thought I needed to do that. So
yeah,
11 times teams later, he was no longer in my team, which I do regret right now. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
But yes. So next thing we're going to do on the pod is, Jack, as it's your first time, we ask everybody who comes onto the pod, who do you support and why, and the highs and lows of supporting that club. But I understand you are a fellow Leeds supporter, along with lots.
I am indeed. Yeah, I'm a Leeds United fan, and I support them because my dad cursed me with the affliction, and I'm a season ticket holder, and they're a big part of my life, and in recent years they've delivered some incredible highs. But when I kind of started properly going, most weeks during the relegation season from the Championship and then the League One season. So they've been pretty rubbish for most of the time that I've been supporting them. So it's been a nice break to have a few positive positive memories as well.
There's something good about supporting a rubbish football team from time to time.
I think it makes you a better person. I think it really does make you a better person.
Yeah,
I think it does.
It does. You kind of like, it's that classic fever pitch thing, isn't it? Is life shit because my team shit on, that kind of thing. And it's when you support a rubbish team, you've always got that. Whereas if you support like a team that wins every week, it must get boring, surely.
Yeah, well, I think it just is good at showing youngsters, especially, that you can't always get everything you want in life.
Yes.
Sometimes you will lose 3-2 in the rain to Northampton. And that's just the way things are sometimes. But I think as well, it's that thing of we got the everything we ever wanted. We're coming up to the Premiership, and then I got to the Premiership, and I was like, oh, this is different. It's a bit more sanitised and a bit, you kind of. I'd waited all my life to watch Leeds play in the Prem, and then you're like, well, I kind of preferred it at Derby on a Tuesday night in some ways.
Good. Which came first, the football or the misery?
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. And what would you say your highlight of being a Leeds United fan is, though? What's the best thing that's ever happened for you as a Leeds fan?
I mean, even though we weren't there in person because of COVID, I think it's got to be the season with Marcelo Bielsa getting us promoted. I mean, the first Bielsa season where we got the playoffs was pretty spectacular as well, but ended in terrible disappointment. But yeah, the promotions and also just Bielsa in general and kind of making because I really cared about that team on a human level as well as on a footballing level. They all seem like a great bunch of lads, and he's just a kind of a guru figure really, and that's got to be up there. But then again, as well, I think the kind of formatively the League One scoring against Bristol Rovers to get promoted in second from League One in 2010, 2011, 2010 I think was also a big highlight. I can't really compete with those two, to be honest, because I suppose whatever team you see become successful first is they're kind of your heroes really. I was at the gym and the other week, and Andy Hughes used to play in that team in the centre midfield, opened the door for me, and I was like lost for words because it's obviously he's one of the players that I first watched as a young kid. So yeah, I would say both of those promotions are pretty neck and neck in terms of highlights.
Great stuff. And do you go to the games that was mentioned earlier? Are you a season ticket holder or?
Yeah, I got most of the home games. Yeah, most of the home games. It's big part of the weekend routine, and there's a big bunch of us that go and stuff. I do like that aspect of it.
And do you have any pre-match rituals, like things you do before every game?
We'll go for a pint, and often we'll go for a bit of food and whatever, and then obviously we do a guess the score and guess the attendance thing. So a lot of the time as well when we remember. But it is just that I think a lot of it is that ritual and that routine is a big part of and also that doesn't even go for your team. It's watching the Soccer Saturday or whatever as well with it's those little things that you kind of build into football that make it even more interesting.
Good stuff. Well, thank you for that. As it's your first time, Lee always does his homework and has a homework question for our guests. So have you done your homework this week for Jack, Lee?
No, because we've not been doing any homework.
Because we've had people coming back, not the first timers. So for the first time, as it's back to school this week as well, it feels quite apt to tell Lee off for not having done his homework this week. I must do better next week, Cooper.
I will do better. Put me to the back of the class.
There you go. Have a word that 100 lines before next week. I think it's fair to say, But yes, Jack, is there anything that you want to shout out this week, and you want to promote anything that you're up to or anything like that?
No, just good luck for the Great North Run. Is it this weekend?
It is this weekend. Yeah. I'll need it.
Lovely,
I'll tell you.
Lovely.
Walking 20,000 steps a day around a theme park in Spain for 4 days is not the best preparation. I didn't think it would be an issue, but I am knackered now, and my legs are knackered. So.
Well, at least you don't have to do it dressed as one of the mascots from the theme park, which some people will be doing.
There was Woody Woodpecker. There's lots of Sesame Street characters. I mean, what are you like, Tom, at Sesame Street impressions? Any good?
Let's think. I used to do quite a good Gonzo. He's
Muppets, the same thing, is it? Same ballpark, yeah.
The Murrays were dead to begin with.
You can do you can do Barbara Windsor on Sesame Street, can't you? If she was on
what would you say?
You can do that, can't you? If she, for example, owned a pub on Sesame Street and one of the characters was acting.
Waka.
We've got Fozzie Bear. Isn't there? There's like Ernie. All he ever says, he goes, "Hebert." That's all he says.
Hebert. Get out of my club.
Get out of my Hooper store. Very good. Right. Should we play 2 random games? Just to tie this nonsense up for another week. We've got 2 BAFTA winners on with us. I asked ChatGPT earlier if it could play. I had a stupid idea, and I said, "Well, let's get ChatGPT to think about it." It's called BAFTA or DAFTA, and there's 10 real BAFTA winning TV shows, and there's 10 fake TV show titles that ChatGPT has come up with. So I'm gonna give you a name, and you have to tell me whether it's BAFTA or DAFTA. I like the way that ChatGPT went along with me, whereas most humans would have gone, "That's a shit idea, Jamie." Sure, but, no. So we'll start with the first one is "This Is Going to Hurt." Is that BAFTA or DAFTA?
That's BAFTA.
I believe that is BAFTA.
It is BAFTA. You are right.
Yeah.
You are right. How about Lads?
I hope it's not BAFTA.
I'm gonna say DAFTA.
It is DAFTA. It is DAFTA. Yeah. Lads, and then for some reason ChatGPT put the final lads with a Z, just to emphasize that as if it was a great show. There's
that's on telly next week.
It is. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the DAFTA. I'll just read the fake TV show titles out because they're quite. This is what ChatGPT come up with: Murder on Mulberry Crescent, Fog and Sausage. I mean, what would Fog and Sausage be if that was a TV
I want to
show?
watch it.
Fog and Sausage. Are they like crime fighters? Is it James Fogg and Johnny Sausage? I mean,
yeah. One's a butcher and the other's a weatherman, and they join forces.
I mean, yes, I'm sure there'll be lots of TV execs just asking ChatGPT for ideas off the back of this. We've got the Turnip Conspiracy, which is a bit rubbish. Thursday Night Weasels, which right now we are effectively Thursday Night Weasels on a Friday morning.
Love it.
Yeah.
But my personal favourites that ChatGPT came up with when asked for a fake TV show title: Midnight at Poundland.
Ooh, is it a horror?
God, you do. Oh God, you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want that.
What happens at Poundland at midnight?
Everything goes up to £2.
Yeah, they just get excited about the idea that might be a thing. But
yeah,
yes,
Thursday Night Weasels is definitely getting commissioned by the BBC comedy department right now.
Definitely.
Over our BAFTA winning comedy here.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, we might win our respective FPL leagues, which is the real victory.
It is. What do you want to win? Do you want to have your BAFTA, which I can see your BAFTA is behind you once again, Tom? Love it there. What you need is a Potions Cauldron Cup to go alongside it.
Yeah,
that would be an amazing thing. Right, let's wrap this up then. We've asked ChatGPT one more time before the show started. I said, did people want us to ask ChatGPT for a transfer deadline day list of questions or questions to do with Tottenham, the Levy years? And you went for transfer deadline day. It's a bit weird. I'm not going to lie. I kept asking it a number of questions, and it's come up with some weird stuff. It's 1 to 50, and we'll just do one round because trust me, I'll bore myself if we have to do 3 rounds of this nonsense. So everyone gets to pick a number between 1 and 50. Jack, starting with you. Pick a number 1 to 50.
4.
4. Okay. I mean, it's all quite technical. Can amateur players be signed after the transfer window?
Yes.
Yes, they can. You are right. Players not under professional contract can be registered at any time, though they may not be eligible for every competition, apparently.
That's why. That's what I do. That's from a lot of lower league management on Football Manager that I know that.
I think you could do your own show just on managing as if from learning Football Manager.
Well, you look who's good in the Conference North and South, and then try and bring them up to the Conference National, and you can just sign them whenever.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, yeah, that knowledge has just got you a point on this game, Jack.
Nice.
Well done. Tom, you're up next.
Nice.
Pick a number 1 to 50.
23.
23. Right, okay. What? Do clubs ever use private jets for medicals or contracts?
Medicals or probably. I mean, what's the answer to that?
I mean, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Especially for last-minute deals. Private jets are used to fly players for medicals or photo shoots. I mean, yeah, it's a bit rubbish this week with ChatGPT. I asked it to give me examples of deals, and it really didn't want to do that. Right, Lee, over to you.
7.
Are there restrictions on how many players a club can loan out?
Yes.
And what are those restrictions for Premier League clubs? You can loan out no more than how many players at once to other English teams?
I'll go 7 as well.
You bang on. It is 7. There you
2
go.
points.
Yeah, it is 2 points, which is helpful as we're only going to do one round of this. So I think you're going to win. And we've got the lights in the background as well. Well done, Lee. So, Chris.
25.
25. Okie doke. What is a loan with an obligation to buy?
It's a loan, and then you can buy at the end of the contract.
Exactly. Just me. ChatGPT has let us all down this week.
I challenge that. You said can buy. An obligation is that you must buy.
Oh, I like that one, Jack. I like this competitive. If you're in a quiz night with Jack, I tell you, he doesn't like that.
You need to see the contract. You need to see the contract to stipulate what the rules are.
Judge Jack.
I think I want to go. I want to go to a quiz night with Jack because he won't let anything.
No, you don't. It'd be punishing.
It'd be good. Do you do? Are there many kind of quiz nights on the street? Are there any quiz goers?
There's been a few in the show.
Okay.
I think that's often a plot line, I think.
But not as a normal thing. You don't go
out.
Not as a Salford and
maybe I don't get invited to them because of behaviour like the stuff I've just displayed.
They've gone, yeah. Let's not invite Jack to the.
Yeah, he's a real stickler for correct language.
It's good. Well, you won't like this podcast then. You're a stickler for that, I tell you. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us anyway. I said we'd be no longer than an hour this week, so let's wrap things up there. But thank you so much to Tom for joining us yet again this season, giving us some time. Very much appreciate it. And thanks to you as well, Jack, for
thank you for having me. I really enjoyed that. Great
film reviews and everything. And don't forget, Jack, this pod is available every Friday morning, so you can start listening to it and get your street mates listening to it as well.
I will do. Yeah, I will do. And I'm sure we'll do it again before the season's out, especially if we start doing well.
It would be good. Yes, no, for sure. And do listen up because you'll get all your top tips here. You see, and all good stuff. But you can follow us on Twitter if you don't already do that, Jack, at SWYW_FPL, which Steve manages. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave us a comment or ask us an FPL question, and we might discuss it next week, where we'll be joined by another guest. And looking forward to game week 4 after the international break. So thanks, guys. Thanks again to you, Lee, and to you, Chris. Enjoy playing fake tennis in London this weekend. Have a good one. And they think it's all over. It is for this week. Enjoy your footballing week. Keep on singing and keep on winning. Goodbye.
See you, everyone.
Bye. Cheers, chaps.
Get out of my podcast.